Can you take her, please?
Sorry.
This guy leaves like 2 hours after he gets here, so I have to go.
Say goodbye.
I'm gonna be up at 7:30 tomorrow morning, so
7:30.
yeah, it's not like I
I
can
get up at 6 every day.
Well, what do you mean every day? You don't work every day.
So it doesn't keep me from getting
I was
out.
like, okay, I will. Yeah. I have this like picnic that I'm supposed to go to with my parents, and like my entire schedule is nocturnal anyway. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, just kind of come over at 7:30. We're gonna get some sandwiches and then head out."
I went the wrong way.
How do you go the wrong way?
Because I wasn't paying attention.
Because of the cops.
We were sitting.
That's weird. Okay, run. Alright, gosh, it's funny. I'm watching this and I'm interested, but I know I probably shouldn't at the same time because I just got a PlayStation 3.
Oh, you did?
Finally? Yeah, I'm long-term borrowing Chris's PlayStation 3 because he doesn't need it anymore. He has PS4.
True.
So, I got to go through the whole first-time setup process, 9 years after it was released, or whatever. The interface
so you have a PSN account and stuff now?
I do now, yes.
So yeah, we gotta get me added on it.
So it's different, not bad, but different. Like I've had weird experiences with consoles over the last few weeks because I got to hang out with Sean and I played on the Xbox One. And even though you can get an Xbox One for literally $300 now, which is insane, I don't want it because it's so buggy.
It's so crappy.
Not good. I don't know if other people care or notice these things, but the frame rate will stutter when I'm moving through menus. I'll try to load the achievements bar, and it'll take a good, 30 seconds. I was playing the Master Chief Collection, and I didn't have any real bugs with that, because we were doing campaign only. But what I did have issues with is we would find terminals, for example, inside of the game, and then it would chunk us out to Halo Waypoint or whatever the new version's called, Halo subscription channel, and then it would be like, nope, sorry, can't load this content at this time. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And so then I would...
The internet is not quite good enough or something, whatever reason.
I don't know what it was, but it didn't do anything. It just didn't... It didn't show a screen. It didn't show any kind of content. And then I would jump out, and I would jump back in, and then I would jump out, and then he'd jump in with his account, and then it would work. And it had nothing to do with sign-ins for the account. It just decided to work that time because we did it multiple times with each of the different terminals.
I don't know, man. I didn't have a whole ton of experience with the 360 interface, and I have no experience with the One interface.
Sure.
But I did have an original Xbox, and it was a piece of shit. It was just a horrible console.
Interesting.
I put up with it because I wanted to play Halo and Halo 2.
Yeah. See, I don't know. The 360 was my gold standard for a console. The interface was logical. Everything was really smooth. I liked it.
I don't know. I think you'll like PS3 a lot because it's so simple.
Maybe. The interface itself, just the home screen kind of situation, it's different. There's nothing normal for me yet about a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, I'm being way more critical than most people would. So
yeah, obviously.
I'll switch over to, the networking tab or whatever, and I'd touch the PSN icon, and all of a sudden it's lag, load, all of a sudden the background is totally different. I'm I expected that we'd be smooth. I
do think the store has always been a weak part. When you head to the PlayStation Store, it takes too long to load, and I don't think the interface they actually updated the interface about 2 years ago, I guess, and neither of them were good. I don't like either interface for the store because it's just slow, and I think there's better ways to do it. There's better ways to organize the content. There's better ways to show you what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not good at being intuitive, figuring out what you're looking for and taking care of it for you.
As a brand new user, I saw in the sidebar that there was a deal that I could get PlayStation Gold or whatever for a couple weeks for free, but they didn't actually home it in. They weren't just hey, by the way, now you have it. You should use it. It was just oh, this is an option if you want to sign up for it.
Right.
And then, I don't have a Vita. I don't have a Vita. I called it Vita for so long for some reason. I don't have that console, but, they do a good job of integrating that, I see. But at the same time...
Yes and no.
No, they don't. I was expecting that little crate thing he'd grab to fall.
Usually it would.
Yeah. That's a hell of a jump. he just jumped with one arm, a good like 4 feet lateral. It's actually funny. I was watching, not to get too off topic, but I was watching Furious 7 last night.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about it.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, this isn't going to ruin it for you, but it is kind of a spoiler. There's a guy in there that you think is going to be a villain, and he isn't. And I was so surprised for a series that does a really good job of being very predictable. Like, he didn't follow the normal tropes.
Right.
And I know I got the recommendation from you to watch all 7, but I don't know if I'm sold on it yet.
Dude, I was behind. I hadn't seen 6 yet. And 7 just came out, so I wanted to see it. So I went in Redbox 6 on like Wednesday.
Yeah. Tuesday
or whatever. Was not super impressed. It was one of the weaker movies, I feel like. But the end sequence, the big climax sequence was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole like the most unbelievable part, obviously, there's a lot of unbelievable part of it. But the most unbelievable part was that this plane was running down a runway for literally like 20 minutes. But it was amazing. Like, the shit that happened during that scene was crazy. I was all in at that point.
I finished rewatching...
Did I go the wrong way?
Yeah, I'm not sure where you went. I finished rewatching the Mission Impossible series this week, and so I'm more in tune with what a set piece is now.
Yes.
Like, I get it. And it's okay. Like, there's great set pieces in 7, but there's so much, like, cheese, in my opinion, and, like, the dialogue is so, like, puffed up, young male.
Yeah. And these guys have all been doing that
cringe.
Movie for 15 years.
And I'm fine with it. Like, I don't... Like, they do it well.
Oh, you know what?
They deliver their lines, and they do a good job of, like, not appearing like it's the same thing every single time. But at the same time, like... I don't know. Like, the best fans for this movie, in my opinion, are, like, parents and...
Parents?
Because they don't care.
I think the best.
I
think the target audience for that is probably, and this is with every movie, all 7 of them over the past 15 years, the target audience is like 15 to 20.
Okay, well, yeah.
So that audience
and
keeps growing up, and then the new kids are there, and they're watching like the next movie.
Because everybody that I imagine would just take it at face value are like wearing, paintball jerseys for shirts and hats on sideways and like jeans that are a little too baggy. Like, it's just kids who just think of themselves as like really good at COD, and I've never been able to interface with those kids.
That's true. I agree with that.
So I don't know if like
I don't think for our specific demographic that we are, I don't think Fast and Furious is for us. But I've always been a fan.
Yeah,
I've liked them.
Everybody I talk to is a fan, and again, it's like I watched Mission Impossibles 1 through 4 or 5 at this point, and
5's not out yet.
Okay, yeah, it's on its way.
So yeah, Ghost Protocol was 4.
And it was one of those where it's like, they were good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I very much enjoyed them. Didn't make me think. And I know they're not there for that, but I guess what I mean is like,
I think 1.
If I missed them, I
wouldn't
might
might be
them.
right on the edge of being a classic.
Really?
But
really,
think of when that movie came out. Like, when did that movie come out? Late 90s?
It was early 90s, I think.
It was, like...
it
was pretty special for the time.
It's been enjoyable. Like, again, the action holds up and things like that, but, like, the first one was so... It felt so classic. And then my favorite out of the series was actually 2. 2 was a thrill ride. Even though it was wrapped in, like, early 2000s... silliness.
Yeah.
Like, it was still such a great film. And then 3, it really did feel like a rehash. Like, I wasn't as impressed anymore. And I don't know what I'm looking for.
See, I think that might be a product, though, of
I like
you
how
watching it.
He has a flashlight on his dick.
Yeah, basically.
He's not even bothering to use his hands.
Well, you can't climb around if you're holding a flashlight.
We can put it through his teeth.
It wouldn't be very useful.
So you think it's a problem with watching him now that they're old, or
I think
in
not
succession?
that they're old. I think it's in succession.
Interesting.
1 and 2, I don't believe were that far apart from each other. I always felt 2 was kind of like,
really?
take it or leave it.
Huh.
3 was really good, but I think that was after like a 10-year absence.
I don't know.
3 was the first like Abrams' big breakout directing movie.
Okay.
Because before that he did Alias and Lost.
Okay.
That's all he did.
Well,
like
then,
after that he started doing movies.
I guess I need to understand this because I had something similar happen with Terminator, but I feel like that's Terminator's fault. I watched all 5 in a row. 5? 4. 4.
4 Salvation.
Yep.
Yeah,
I watched all 4 in a row. By the time Salvation was in front of my eyeballs, I was dull to all the explosions and destruction. Like, at that point, I'd watched it for like 6 hours, so it wasn't even interesting anymore. But like, it's still a good movie. Like 3, everybody can tell you that 3 sucks. But 4, even though I was kind of like blurred out from all the action scenes, I still really enjoyed it. So I don't know if it's the fault of the sequels or simply a fault of me binging when I shouldn't be. I don't know if taking
I think
a break
that's
would help.
something to worry about, kind of when a series like lasts for so long amount of time.
Here's a good example. It's like, why am I able to watch Dragon Ball Z, the most repetitive, one of the most repetitive animes in my opinion? I'm able to watch that, 5 hours a day and like literally go and watch it again tomorrow and keep that going. Whereas with movies, it's harder for me to enjoy it over and over again. Like,
I think it has to do with just
different.
how they're designed, how they're written. Like, most movies aren't really meant to be consumed over and over again. Some are, and those typically you'll hear people watching over and over again. But then there are movies that's like, I watch it once and it's like, that was really good, but I'm probably never going to watch it again.
Yeah.
Maybe I will in 5 years.
That's interesting. Okay, so I get a lot of value out of returning to series that I love.
Yes.
So, for example, I'm 90% on a replay of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, and I stopped playing it for a while because I was like, I've played Halo 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
And like, I still enjoy it, but it's shown its age at this point. Like, I don't need to ever really play it again for a good 5-10 years. But I might at some point too, because I guess I'm much more apt to dive into a new universe as a whole and then enjoy everything in it than just enjoy something singular.
Yes.
So, for example, I was going to ask to borrow Uncharted the series, not just like, let me borrow Uncharted 2 because it was really well reviewed. Like, give me one, give me the ones, and let me go through this. And then I'm going to look up online, are there any comics for Nathan Drake? Are there any, like, short films for Nathan Drake? I'll get into it. But I can't, like, do it singularly. Like, for example, I don't know if I could just watch Mission Impossible 1 without watching them all.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm going to fall into the trap of literally watching all 6 Furiouses after this. Because, like, these characters, they're interesting enough that I kind of want to see how they've grown. Because you can tell that, like, they really kind of congealed into this, like, family unit, not only as actors, but as, the people in it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm with you there. Like, I don't understand. Like, it completely baffles me when someone is like, they don't really have a game collection because they buy a game, they play it, and then they like trade it in.
Yes.
Especially for a game you enjoy and you really like, I can't fathom that because 3 or 4 years down the road, I want to play that series again, and then I start from the first one and I play all of them. I can't even count how many times I played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2. I usually skip 3.
You screwed up,
4.
by the way. They caught you quick.
Oh, I didn't know it was a... Ooh, he took care of that guy.
No, I hear you. I sat down one time and I wrote out all the different franchises that I really love. Mega Man, MechWarrior, Warhammer. Like, and then I just made sure that I knew as much as I could and experienced as much as I could of the universes. I can't, like... I don't know. Like, if the... I don't even know my own point. Like, do I like it when there's a lot of content in a series, or don't I? Because I'm complaining on both sides.
Isn't there too much content? Like, at some point, there's a line. Like, if you, like, say you really like Dragon Ball Z, not Kai, Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, how many times can you really start from the beginning and watch it all, like, 360 episodes over
Yeah,
again?
alright, you're right.
Even once a year. If you watched one episode a day, it would take you over a year to watch it, and then you wouldn't be able to start the next time again.
Yeah. Alright, so I think I'll amend what I was going to say. As long as... gosh, I mean, what... Because what am I saying here that isn't obvious for everyone? As long as the first one, my first experience with a franchise grabs me enough, I'll consume everything. But... it's the difference for me right now between Lost and Dexter. Dexter, I kind of got into and never stopped. And Lost, I had to like work at it. Like I'm halfway through season 2 and I'm not going back. Like I can't do it. For some reason, it hasn't grabbed me the way everybody else gets grabbed. And the fact that there are so many extra episodes, I'm not going to get through it. But as an aside, there are other shows on Netflix where I was like, you know what? I don't like this very much, but I'm going to finish it. I watched both seasons of The Office UK on Netflix, even though it was like not very good.
Yeah,
I still watched it all because there's only 2 seasons. Like they did a good job of making it enough where I'm like, I'm going to finish this.
That's funny.
This is it. That's how I got into An Idiot Abroad. It was this travel log. I'm a super cynical guy who doesn't want to travel, and like, it's good enough where I'm like, you know, there's only 6 episodes. I might as well watch it. Like, and that's just the completionist in me.
True. I don't know. I'm really... It might have to do with just how I am, or it has to do with the filmmaker side of me, but when it comes to like TV series and stuff, like I really have to not like it to not finish it.
Sure.
Like, that bar's low. Like, if it's not like ridiculously long, I'll finish it and I'll watch the whole thing. I'm trying to think of an example.
Well, while you do, I must comment that Nathan Drake, if he really climbed this much, he would have callous hands like crazy and massive chest muscles.
Oh yeah,
because he is climbing all the time, apparently.
Oh, there's a switch.
I also didn't entirely notice how HUD-less this game is.
Yeah, which is actually, I think, really nice. It's a subtle thing.
Does it ever pull you into first person?
First person?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There's very, if at all, there's very little time when you have to do first person.
Yeah.
It's because Drake is, you know, he's the starring character. You want to see him do everything.
Another movie I watched this week was terrible. Didn't need to exist. And I'm not really sure why I got all the praise that it did, even though I can tell that it's a wacky visual trip. So screw you, The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I never understood it. That movie gets a lot of praise, and I mean, as far as direction and like writing, I understand why.
I can appreciate it.
It's not my thing.
When I can literally watch a movie and the characters are the same as they were when they started and finished,
fair enough.
I get so angry. I'm just like, nothing's happened here. It's like when I
depends
review
on the kind of story you're trying to tell, but
why are you telling a story if the character doesn't progress in any way?
Because usually then the story is not about the main character; it's about something else.
Unless there's some big social commentary in The Big Lebowski that I missed, it was just about being a bro and shit happens and you're with your friends.
I think that is the accurate. that is what Big Lebowski is. It's just shit happens.
I have friends like that. I have friends who would be like, "Dude, that's my life." And I'd be like, "I know, and I hate your life for you." I'm almost finished with my Tom Cruise movie kick. I've got Top Gun, Last Samurai, maybe one other to watch.
Have you seen Last Samurai before?
I've seen Last Samurai back when it came out. I haven't seen Top Gun though, so.
Ooh, it's pretty good. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm gonna assume it's probably aged a lot. I felt it like it was aged when I saw it, which is probably in the 90s.
Interesting.
So,
I'm trying to think
take
what's
that
next
as you
on my
will.
list.
Have you seen Edge of Tomorrow yet? Or
oh God, of course.
Live, Die, Repeat.
See,
I prefer as that name.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wait, no. Edge of Tomorrow is my preferred name, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. Live, Die, Repeat, okay.
I feel like Live, Die, Repeat is a better representation of what the movie is.
Sure.
And it's also... The movie's based on a Japanese book.
Which I almost downloaded.
Which...
Because it sounded cool.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's All There Is Kill. And it just sounds closer to that.
Actually, I don't think that's the name. It's close, though. All You Are Is Kill, I think is what it's called. All You Have Is Kill? It was very, weird English when it was translated.
Right, yeah. I want to read it, though. It's supposed to be really good.
If you read it, let me know. See, Edge of Tomorrow was perfect.
I loved it.
For me. And that was the second perfect in a row for Tom Cruise that I'd had in a while, which was Oblivion. Oblivion to me was perfect.
I was kind of iffy on Oblivion.
But both times?
Yeah. Holy shit.
I don't want them to make any other tie-ins or sequels because it was so good on its own. And yet I'm craving more of that content. I can't win. Also, you can't win because I don't know what you're doing here.
Jump.
Oh my god! If this was Left 4 Dead, you'd be dead. This is suspenseful.
There we go.
Wow, okay. But anyway, like, how do you handle that situation? Like, I don't think they could ever do a second Oblivion or a second Live, Die, Repeat that would be like the Dark Knight of the franchise. Like,
oh no, I don't think those movies set themselves up for sequels, though, did they?
no, but I want more content. I just want it to be good.
I think Live, Die, Repeat could definitely have like a comic prequel.
Well, I'll tell you this because I really thought it through. The best they could do is have a prequel where it's all about
when the invasion started.
Yeah, whatever the first war that made her the ultimate badass.
Yeah,
like perfect.
Well, yeah, there's
perfect reason to have this prequel.
You could do a movie that's not necessarily the same kind of story because you could literally just do a more movie about the invasion, but then you could also do her Live, Die, Repeat movie.
Yeah,
which is just when she had the power and stuff.
It was the Battle of Verdun.
What are you doing, Drake?
Like, it would be awesome to see her back because she was an awesome character.
Yeah,
and the Battle of Verdun gets talked about and referenced, but you don't see it. You don't even see it in flashbacks. So like that seems ripe for more information. Now the only thing that could actually,
which I liked about the movie, they didn't weigh it down with shit like that.
Yeah,
but it also leaves that open where you could do it later, which is really cool.
The thing that kind of stood out to me about Oblivion, I guess, was the art design and the soundtrack, which means that I don't necessarily need much more than that to enjoy a sequel. Like, if they did the same in-universe where, like, I don't know, they're rebuilding after the Tet blew up, or,
right,
you know, when the invasion first starts. I mean, come on, like, I'm having flashbacks to a series that I can't remember the name of, but, like, when the hero, like, at the very end, when the hero discovers that he's now a clone, like, that's so cool. Like, there's so much to do with that.
Okay.